Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Bit of an exciting day today because we have yet another new-ish team here designed around one new specific Pokemon. And as you can see today, that is going to be Screamtail. That is the special shiny one we got just recently. So we're going to get into that in just a second here, but our first match with this team today is going to be against Arca, random person offline. And so, yeah, looking at my team there, as you can see, it is constructed of a bunch of different Pokemon that I've used here in the past on Scarlet and Violet, and then, of course, the brand new Screamtail. Now, as you can see, this is sort of a pseudo-Sun team, or a little bit of a bootleg Sun team here. Yeah, as I've been kind of having some fun with the weather-based teams a lot as of late when I have been doing games, which hasn't been as much as it has been in the past, but we still get them in. So nonetheless, looking at the opponent's team there, looks to be very powerful, quite illegal, unfortunately, but we'll see what we can do about it. We'll see if we can make this work. So yeah, what do I want to lead with here? That is a good question. You know what? I think we're going to go with the Cyclizar here, actually. That seems to be not too bad. And, yeah, we'll go ahead and see how that works out. Definitely going to be an uphill battle against this team. We are rocking with a kind of a mid-tier Sunish team, so we'll see if we can make it happen against this team here. Alright, so there he is, and he's going to go ahead and lead with the Garchomp as we led with the Cyclizar. So, right out of the gate we have a choice to make here. Obviously Cyclizar is pretty utility, but we actually are packing our Dragon move, so we could try to take this thing out in one shot. We know we should be outspeeding this thing, and I'm tempted, even though locking into Outrage could be a bad move this early, I'm tempted to just go for the one shot on the Garchomp anyway, so I think we are going to do that. We're actually just going to do that. And there we go. We do outspeed. He doesn't make any fancy plays, and Outrage is just going to go ahead and one-shot that Garchomp outright. We are going to take some rough skin and Rocky Helmet damage there. But I think that's kind of okay. We get a huge potential threat out of the way before it can set hazards or do anything like that. We are going to take some Life Orb recoil damage there. So we'll see if that was the right play in the long run or not, but we do get an early advantage because of it. So that's pretty good, as now he is going to come in with the Palafin, interestingly enough. So probably going to take this opportunity to get it in hero form as we are locked in. But no, he actually stays in as we go Outrage, which does massive damage to the Palafin, nearly takes it out, actually, but we then do get confused. So I'm actually pretty surprised by that. This thing is going to flip turn, which does massive damage to us, but we do survive it. Now, I was really expecting them to double switch into their Fairy type there to get the hero form activated and take no damage, but I'm assuming they thought that they were going to outspeed us there, but no, Cyclizar actually does outspeed, so that worked out great for us, as now the Flutter Mane is going to come in, going to pop a Booster Energy, activate Photosynthesis, increase the speed. So, very interesting turn of events there. The question is, do we want to switch Cyclizar to try and save it here? I don't know if I really want to be honest, because I don't think Cyclizar is doing too much against all the other Pokemon here. So I think we're just going to leave it in and let it go down here. We're just going to click Knockoff, as this thing definitely outspeeds us. Moonblast will take care of us there. So Cyclizar does go down, and we go down to 5 Pokemon, but that's okay, because Cyclizar punched massive holes in the opponent's team there, which is pretty amazing. So now we have to decide what to bring in to face this thing. We have a couple of options here. I feel like our best option is probably the Bisharp, I think. So we're going to go ahead and just come in with Bisharp here. Now, we could go ahead and attack this thing outright. I kind of don't want to Sucker Punch, because I don't think that'll be enough damage to take it out. I feel like the Booster Energy is popped, so this thing probably just stays in on us and tries to hit us as hard as possible. Hopefully we can take whatever attack this thing goes for. But yeah, I think Iron Head's the best play, so we're just going to go for that. It does have Mystic Fire, goes for it, and we do take it. pretty easily, takes us down to about 50%. Going to drop our special attack, but that's actually going to trip our Defiant to increase our attack, which is exactly what we need and want. Going to go for the Iron Head in return, and it will definitely one-shot the Flutter Mane from that range and knock him down to 4 Pokemon. So that is pretty incredible for us. Very nice turn of events for us here, as now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Sneasler. So that thing is in. I don't know if we want to switch to save Bisharp, though, at this point. So so we have a kind of a choice to make here, because the problem is this thing could set up on us if we go for a Sucker Punch here. But it could just one-shot us, obviously, if we don't. Alternatively, we could try to get Stealth Rock up. I feel like this thing probably either sets up or just takes us out outright. I feel like we can't risk this thing setting up on us, so I feel like we just have to go Iron Head. So yeah, we're just going to Iron Head here and see what they do. They do Fake Out. That's interesting. Okay, so they're going to go normal gem Fake Out. They're going to go that route. So going to hit us with a Fake Out. Not going to do too much damage, but of course it does flinch us. And then, of course, that's going to activate their Unburden to double their speed. So that is going to be problematic for us for sure. So now, with that information, I feel like we could probably relatively safely go Sucker Punch on this thing, just for damage. I don't feel like they're gonna set up here, because I guess they could, but that would be an awful gamble. We know they're not Sash now because they did that, so I think we just Sucker Punch for damage. I think that's the play. So there we go. We go Sucker Punch. We do connect. Does a lot of damage after that Defiant boost, which is amazing. Unfortunately, they do survive. Go for the close combat. Will be more than enough to take us out. Does drop their defenses as well. So Bisharp goes down, and we go down to we go down to 4 Pokemon there. But I think that was worth it, because that Sucker Punch did massive damage. So their defenses are dropped. Now, the question at this point is, how do we want to handle this thing? So we could come in with our other priority user, that being our Slitherwing, of course. Now, the only problem is they do X4 resist the first impression, but they do have a defense drop. So this is going to be some really weird math here. We could come in with Slitherwing. I feel like there's probably a good chance we take it out with a first impression from that range. So I think that's our best play, honestly. So that's what we're going to do. But I think that we have to Terra to try and ensure the KO. So we're going to come in with Slitherwing, and we're going to take a gamble here, because Sneasler does not have great defenses. They are pretty lowered, and their defense stat is lowered as well. We are Choice Band max attack, so we're going to go ahead and pop our Terra. This could be really bad if we miss the KO here, but I do think this is our best chance to try and deal with this thing, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to pop our Terra to go Terra Bug for the added damage output, and we're going to hit him with a max attack Choice Band first impression. X4 resisted, but they do have a defense trap. Is it going to take that Sneasler out from that range? That is the big question here. So we go for the first impressions. Is it going to be enough to take him out? Yes, it is enough to go ahead and take that Sneasler out. I was hoping that my mental math wasn't off with that. Unfortunately, it was not. So Sneasler goes down there. They go down to, I believe, 3 Pokemon at this point. So Slitherwing putting some work in there, and that is pretty good for us. So we'll see what they want to come in with in response to that. It is going to be the Ting Lu. So that thing is in. It's got the Vessel of Ruin to cut special attack stats. Now, the thing here is that we definitely can't stay in because we're locked into first impression, obviously. So we want to switch out, and I think we have a couple of switch out options here. I think the one that we want to take... What one do we want to take? I think we want to go with Ninetales, actually. I think that's going to be our switch out in this situation. It could be Ninetales. It could be Rotom. I think Ninetales is the better play here. The reason I say that is because we want to get the Sun up to start taking advantage of that, because we haven't had Sun all game for any of our Pokemon to take advantage of. So we're going to come in with Ninetales, get the Drought to turn the Sunlight Harsh, and this thing is going to go for a Spikes, which is not great. That is going to get that Hazard up on us. So not great. Now the only positive thing about this is that we can actually encore them into spikes so they can get no further hazards up on us. We have no way to remove the hazards, which is kind of bad, but at the same time, it just kind of is what it is at this point. There's no point in doing anything else. So I think just to control the situation, we're going to encore them into spikes here. So they are going to spike stack us probably up to 3, definitely up to 2, but maybe up to 3 potentially. But I think that's worth it to try and control this thing. So they do get the second layer of spikes up, which is okay. And now we can go ahead and we have a couple of choices as to what we want to do. I think we could just fire off a solar beam and see how much damage we get. I think we're going to do that because we know that. So okay, he actually is going to switch, interestingly enough. So what does he switch into here? Okay, Ogre Pond. So Ogre Pond is going to come in. So that's not great for us. It's got the Mold Breaker coming into play as we are going to go for a solar beam. It doesn't have to charge thanks to the sun, but unfortunately, it is surely not going to do a whole lot of damage to this thing. So yeah, it X4 resists, so that's not going to do too much damage. So the good thing is we do resist both of this thing's stabs. So I guess our best case scenario here is we just try to hit this thing hard with a Fire Blast. It probably does outspeed us, so we can hope to take an attack. I don't know if we will. But that's our best play here. So we go Fire Blast. They do actually Swords Dance, so they get greedy and go for a Swords Dance here. Get that big attack increase as we go for the Fire Blast. We do connect. It is Sun Boosted and max special attack. Not quite enough to take the Ogre Pawn out, unfortunately. But it does knock them into the red, which is pretty amazing. So now we have a little bit of a choice to make here. How many turns of Sun do we have? I think we have a lot. Yeah, okay, we have 4 turns of Sun left. I don't see the point in switching Ninetales. We know we can't take an attack, that's for sure. But I think we just go for a Scorching Sand here. I think that's our best play against this thing, and we'll see what they want to do. They do go for an Ivy Cudgel, and that does take us out. So that is, I think that's okay, actually. And the reason that I say that is because we do have options to deal with this thing. So as much as we could just come in with the Slitherwing and take this thing out with a first impression, I would like to give my Screamtail a chance to shine here. So we're going to go ahead and come in with Screamtail instead. So there's the Screamtail, and we are going to go ahead and get the Protosynthesis. We do take the spikes damage, of course, but we get the Protosynthesis, which is going to increase our speed. So we should be outspeeding this thing. Hopefully this is not a miscalculation, because we are not like maximally speed invested, but it is a big speed boost. So I feel like that should be enough to take this thing out. So we're going to go ahead and just fire off a Boom Burst here as we do outspeed this thing. Yes, thankfully that was not a miscalculation on our side. So we Boom Burst, we take out the Ogre Pawn and knock him down to 2 Pokemon, which is pretty nice. And then we do get some HP back with the leftovers. So Screamtail does get to do something there, which is nice. And so yeah, that's not too bad. So now the question is, what do they want to come in with here? So it is going to be the Ting Lu. So that thing is in. Going to cut special attack with the Vessel of Ruin. And so I think we definitely need a clean switch into Slitherwing to deal with this thing. But the question is, do we just hard switch into Rotom here? Or do we try to potentially chip this thing down? I feel like we probably just hard switch to Rotom. That's probably the better play. Because we're not going to be doing any damage to this thing whatsoever, I don't think, with Screamtail. So, I don't think they probably... I mean, I guess they could attack us. But yeah, let's... kind of want to save Rotom, though. Yeah, let's just switch into Rotom here. I think that's our best play. They could just attack us outright. But yeah, unfortunately, Screamtail can't really do anything to this thing, especially the set we have. So we'll come in with Rotom. This thing just whirlwinds us out. Okay, so that is interesting. So we're going to get pushed back into either Screamtail or Slitherwing. Hopefully it's Slitherwing. That would be best case scenario, and it is Screamtail, so that sucks. So Screamtail comes in. It is going to take the spike damage, and then it is going to get the Protosynthesis to get the speed increase. So if they're going to spam Whirlwind, we know they have Whirlwind and Spikes, so not sure what other attacking moves they could have here. I feel like if they're going to play the Whirlwind game, our best bet is to probably... I guess we'll just fire off a Boom Burst. It's probably not going to do much of any damage. We do have speed. Does basically no damage to that thing as they do Ruination. Okay, so that's unfortunate. That's going to knock us below half. So we pretty much know this thing's full set. Sunlight is gone, which is not good. That means that we're not going to get those... we're not going to get boosted attacks stats anymore from that, which is unfortunate. We do get some leftovers recovery. They're also going to get some leftovers recovery. I feel like our best case scenario here is to just try and chip this thing as much as possible. I guess we could Calm Mind to force them to Whirlwind us out, but they probably want to do that anyway. So let's just keep Boom Bursting. I think that's our best play. We're not getting much damage on this thing, but we don't really have another choice. Their last move is Earthquake. Okay, so they do go Earthquake. It's actually not enough to take us out, so they must have like no attack investment on this thing, as we do survive it. We do have a lot of HP investment too, so maybe that's part of it, but we're both going to get some leftovers recovery here as well. And so I think our best course of action here is probably just to keep Boom Bursting, so that's what they're going to do. Or what we're going to do, we get some more chip damage with the Boom Burst there, as they do go for an Earthquake here, and that one is enough to take us out. So we lose Screamtail there, we go down to 2. Screamtail kind of did something, but, you know, not, you know, kind of did, but kind of didn't. So, but anyway, we go down to 2 Pokemon. But we do have something that should be fit to handle this thing, and that is, of course, the Slitherwing. So we're going to go ahead and come in with Slitherwing here. And so we are going to take the Spikes damage, which is fine. And I think we know we should be outspeeding this thing because Tinglu is pretty slow. I kind of want to just U-turn on this thing. I feel like that's our best play, so we're just going to actually U-turn here. They do stay in. We are going to go for the Max Attack Choice Band. Terra boosted U-turn. It is enough to just go ahead and finish that Tinglu off from that range, which is pretty amazing. And that knocks him down to just 1 Pokemon as we do get the pivot out. And of course, we do have to come in with the Rotom as it is our only other Pokemon. So their last Pokemon at this point is a Palafin that is on Death's Door at this point. So we are at full with the Rotom and near full with the Slitherwing, so it looks like we should have this. The Palafin is in. It is in Hero Mode as well. That's okay. Here, all we really have to do is just click a Volt Switch, so that's exactly what we're going to do. They do go for a close combat. Does massive damage to us. That must be Choice Band damage, I'm thinking, but knocks us all the way down to 15 HP in the red, but we do survive. Go for the Volt Switch in return, and that will be more than enough from that range to go ahead and finish off the Palafin, and that is game. So we are going to win that one 2-0 against Arca, but that was a really solid match, actually. Very close, very competitive, a lot of fun, honestly. A little bit imbalanced against us, but we were able to overcome it there, which is pretty awesome. You'll love to see that. So. But yeah, just an all-around good one there for sure. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time. Yeah.